Hi everyone, welcome to week 4. Remember this week for part-time students you will be receiving a progress report based on how on pace you are with the pace chart. You will also be receiving where you're at as in terms of quality of work. So I'm looking at your quality of work that you've turned in so far and whether or not you're on pace for those progress reports. I do have a track my grade sheet which can help you start getting an idea of where you're at for each of the learning targets. However, many of the targets don't even have assignments yet that we've had for them, and most of the targets, if there has been an assignment, there's only been one. So right now it's a little too early to start determining trends for your target grades, but I highly recommend using that sheet and keeping track of what grades you're getting on each assignment so that you can start to see a trend in your grades per target. So week 4's assignment has been a struggle in the past for students, so that's why I'm creating this little video to explain week 4's assignment. So week 4's main assignment for this week is on the Constitution. I have 2 little video clips here on checks and balances and federalism. You do have to do the adaptive release formative check prior to submitting your essay. You have a chapter quiz this week, and then I give you a lot of information, additional resources you can use to help you on the paper, a little Schoolhouse Rock video, and a little video about the preamble, because your assignment for week 4 has you looking at the preamble in depth as well as the Constitution. So you have the quiz, then you have your adaptive release, and then your assignment. So your assignment is an essay. It must be saved as a document or a PDF. It cannot be submitted to me as a Google link. So what you need to do is you need to look at the preamble. So the preamble starts with "We the people." It's the first paragraph of the Constitution. And in that paragraph, it explains what the purpose of the U.S. government is. So the 6 purposes of our government are to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. What I want you to do for this assignment is I want you to pick 4 of the 6 that you're going to look in the Constitution. So you can look in the articles or you can look in the amendments. And the amendments aren't only just the Bill of Rights. There's 27 amendments. The Bill of Rights are just the first 10, and there's 7 articles. You can find your supporting evidence from anywhere in the Constitution beyond the preamble. So pick 4 of them, and you're going to look at why did the framers of the Constitution include this purpose. So that part of it's your opinion, and then you need to discuss at minimum 2 specific places in the Constitution where it shows that the founders have achieved this purpose. So that's specific parts in our Constitution that show that they tried to form a more perfect union, or that they tried to establish justice, or ensure domestic tranquility, or provide for the common defense, or promote the general welfare, or secure the blessings of liberty. Then give me 1 modern example of us still ensuring that the purposes of our government are still intact. So you need to develop a 6-paragraph essay. So an introduction that goes through like the purpose of our government, what the preamble all lays out. Then you're going to have your 4 examples, which will be your body paragraph, so 1 paragraph per purpose. And within that paragraph, you're going to say, I chose provide the common defense. Here is 2 specific places in the Constitution where common defense is referenced. So give me the direct quotes in the direct article or the amendment. Where specifically is it found in the Constitution? And then give me your common day today, how it relates to our government today. So you're going to do that for each of your paragraphs. So you have 4 paragraphs, 1 per purpose, and then a conclusion. So that should be your structure. You're getting graded on content. So were you able to go through the Constitution and find those specific examples? So I've given you Constitution at a glance, which I'm going to open here in a moment. I've given you a sample outline of how you should structure your essay. So like I said, introduction, then you pick 4 purposes. So here's my example, the 4 purposes of the 6 I picked. Then I had one sentence about why the founders probably included it, my 2 specific quotes, so now you're up to 3 sentences and your 1 modern example. So now you should have about 4 to 5 sentences per paragraph, and then your conclusion. I also provided a student example. So they chose establishing justice. They picked a specific quote, and as you can see in parentheses, they said it was found in Article 4, Section 2. Same thing with their other specific reference, Article 4, Section 4. So they directly quoted where it was from, and then they explained how today we still use that purpose. So if you go to Constitution at a Glance, it simplifies the Constitution for you. So it goes the preamble and then the articles, and here are the articles. So each article is a branch of the government. The first 3 are at least. So the legislative branch, you could use any of these articles to, let's say you say to establish justice or promote the welfare, and maybe you're taking that as we're going to provide military, we're going to protect our country. If you look in the articles, it's going to talk to you about establishing the common defense for general welfare. Here's Section 1. So Article 1, Section 8.1 is an example of us establishing the general welfare. So you could use that as your direct quote. So you're telling me where specifically you found evidence in our Constitution outside of the preamble of us making sure we're establishing justice or we're promoting the general welfare. Here's about raising armies, raising navy, organizing militia. So all of these would be examples. If you keep going, so it goes into the executive branch, then the judicial branch, and if you keep going, then you have all the amendments simplified, so all 27. So if you picked establish justice, maybe you're going to do amendment number 4, limits on search and seizures, or establish justice that we have the right to a speedy trial, or establish justice that we have the right to not have to testify against ourselves, and that we have due process rights. So maybe you're going to reference Amendment 5 and Amendment 6 for established justice. What you need to do is have 2 specific places in the Constitution where your purpose is established, and that's where students struggle a lot. So make sure you're using the articles, make sure you're using the amendments. You need 2, and you need to tell me the direct article you're referencing or the direct amendment. Hopefully this helps you. I highly recommend using the article or the Constitution at a Glance because it simplifies the Constitution for you when you're looking for those specific spots in the Constitution where your purposes are referenced. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Otherwise, have a great week 4.